Let's start this deck tech by answering the question in chat, are we the bad guy today? The existence of the question, are we the bad guy, has the implication that there are good guys. Historic is kind of a Batman type situation. There aren't really good people you can root for. You could just elect to be the billionaire that beats up poor people in spandex in his spare time. There's only villains in Historic, chat. There are only villains. We've got blue-black control. We've got some Yahenni's expertise to sweep things up. We get to play Sea and Sky as a source of card advantage. We've got some Ashioks and some Shark Typhoons to finish games. We got a bunch of really powerful, good interaction. Let's go ahead and dive on into some matches with this and see how it feels. What's going on, Ramos? Thanks for the 7 months. Welcome back. Yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow. So we're supposed to get ban list updates for all of Magic's formats, even the Paper Boomer formats tomorrow, we're told. And we're supposed to find out what alchemy balance changes we're getting, well, likely on Thursday. They haven't officially come out and say that we're getting a balance update on Thursday, but they also said they weren't doing a patch until after the qualifiers that happened this previous weekend, so I assume we're getting an update with all the other formats on Tuesday, and then we're going to get them implemented on Thursday. So 7 months, John. Yeah, if Wizards wants to boldly go into the digital future, I think they should unban all of the cards that are currently on the historic ban list and power level errata the lot. Voyes, thank you for the 3 years. Welcome back. Appreciate it. How is the stealth tank combat portion in this Batman game? Asking the real questions. Asking the real questions. Alright, Yahenni's expertise, not great against other control deck. Third Archmage's Charm, pretty reasonable though. We're gonna grab a third blue here so we can cast Archmage's Charm. This is actually a great draw, because we get to Thoughtseize plus play a 3-mana spell, or know that we need to hold up an Archmage's Charm here. Yeah, so, for what it's worth, again, let's not be pedantic, and let's accept that context is real and exists. When I say unban everything and rebalance them, cards from the archives like Demonic Tutor and Lightning Bolt that are original Magic designs that have already been rebalanced and rebuilt a bunch of different times in Magic, like we have Shock and Lightning Strike, like those clearly aren't cards I'm talking about. I'm talking about all of the cards from the last 2 to 3 years that are new, the Okos, the Fires of Inventions, even the 3-mana Tefris of the world I think could be rebalanced.
Like wind and wave, keep an open mind.
I'm into another Thoughtseize here, huh? Winota is still banned in Historic. That would be another card that would be an excellent one to have change. They drew 2 instead of canceling me. Okay. With us missing land drops, the opponent might be on a cast memory angle this turn. Or they could draw Wrath of God. What decks do you see in the Historic best of 3 metagame? Formats like Historic just have a lot of people play a lot of whatever. Magic's non-rotating formats are popular because you kind of just like do your thing. Blue-white control, food, and the squirrel combo are like somewhat popular, but they're still like 1 in 10 matches they'll show up. Not super common. What if Wilderness Reclamation said instead of... What if Wilderness Reclamation said you untap during your opponent's upkeep instead of your end of turn? Or what if it just like, you know... What was that? I drew first there because if we could have hit a Drown in the Loch to counter this for free. What if it said... What if it just untapped a set number of lands? Like, I think the rebalanced version they had at one point for Mirror Mirror was like it untapped 2 lands. If they don't veto here, I might fight over this. Okay, I think I'm gonna fight over this. I guess it's a little awkward that I'm going to impulse past Kefnet here. Do I take Bloodchief's Thirst as a cleanup card? I think we do. Although I have the creature land, so maybe I don't need to do that. Oh, they have their creature land to kill my Narset, so maybe this line's just not good. It's definitely not a hard cast Typhoon game. JRC, thanks for the 16 months. Blade Tycon, thanks for the 29. Good morning, good morning. It could be a cycle Shark Typhoon kind of game, though. Untap only basic lands. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Like to push this off a cliff. Concede. Really? Okay. I mean, we take those. Oh my gosh, there's a Thief of Sanity in my sideboard? Chat, I copy and pasted this off the internet. I don't know that I was ready to see Thief of Sanity in my sideboard. That is a spicy pick. My body is ready to Thief of Sanity. Thief of Sanity was a constructed staple, I swear. Sure it was, Grandpa. Let's get you to bed, huh? I'm gonna play this island out in case they play Azcanta on too. It's for the follow, Coley. Good morning. I'm doing this and just planning to can't draw 2 at the end of their turn. You just queued into food in the casual historic queue. Okay, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. You're a liar because a casual historic queue doesn't exist. The only truly casual queue in Magic the Gathering Arena is the Brawl queue, because it has deck strength matchmaking. All other queues on Magic Arena are competitive. Doesn't matter if it says unranked. People play games for fun, and the thing most people find most fun is winning lots of games of Magic. So yeah, they're gonna be playing the good decks. That's also true. The updated Playblade has a lot of people queuing into the wrong format by accident. Well, I guess I don't need to do this proactively. I was gonna put a stop and do this after this resolve, but they're actually only going to 6 mana here, so I can do this at their end of turn if I don't need to charm. I would like to dispute your Teferi and then take your Mystic Dispute out back and drown into the Loch. I'm putting a stop on my upkeep because I have 5 cards in my graveyard now. So in response to this Azcanta trigger, I'm going to go ahead and exile their Memory Deluge. Draw a card. And now if I bin the top card of my deck here, we get to go ahead and transform Azcanta. Your move, Yugi boy. It's for the follow, Nicholas. You could have another dispute here.
I know 88 ways to defeat, meditate, and prepare.
That's fine. They're blocking no matter who I attack here, so... I'm shocking this in.
I have just the trick for this.
I mean, mill rogues is like I guess I'm confused what you want, Sporadic Penguin. Like, you're upset you queued into a real deck, and then you're upset you queued into a brew. It just sounds like you don't like playing historic. Like, Rogues isn't a tier deck. It's a shit tier deck. It's not good. Have another Shark Typhoon here? For fuck's sake. Oh, God. All right, so we're gonna draw a destroy target. We're gonna draw one of their 2-mana removal spells here. I can feel it. I can't even cast this spell because, I can't even cast this spell because they'll just bounce it back to their own hand. I think we're actually dead, right? I really hope this card's text box is gonna change tomorrow. I really, really hope the text box of this card is not the same after tomorrow. It's so obnoxious. And text box changes are am I hoping for? Get rid of flash or can't be countered. Or make its stat line not be huge. Make it die to red removal. Make it more killable, make it be counterable, make it not have flash, like. Yeah, I agree with Hyde. We've talked about this before. I think putting the text can't be countered on blue cards is awful. I think can't be countered should be text reserved for colors that don't have counter spells to give them some amount of play against counter spells. Yeah, I agree with Silence. Can't be countered should be the green-red part of the color pie. Should not be something blue decks are doing. I would also accept white having can't be countered. What's going on, 1778ers? Welcome back. I think I'm cycling this. Yeah, I think 6-mana Chandra is a very reasonable design overall. I agree with that. I think I'm just putting this into play tap since we drew the 4th land. Start here, see what we get. I agree with Jav. Tovin's Veto is a bad design. Really uninteresting card. We'll take a Shark Typhoon because it can hopefully help us find a land if we're gonna brick.
Keep an open mind.
Why do we play this game?
You are a mighty warrior. I concede.
Have you looked into an Athletic Cup sponsor? Because MTGA seems to kick you in the nuts a lot. That's a good one right there. That's a good one. Thank you for making my morning. I just want you to know that I appreciate you, Celeste. I waited till end of turn to kill this because I didn't want to tap out to kill a 2/2 and then like have them play a Teferi. I'm just gonna go ahead and get my dispute in because there's a good chance that like
Thoughtfulness before action.
what's the word I'm searching for? There's a good chance that the dispute's just drawn dead at this point otherwise. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, lizard on a chair, take my hands, we'll make it, I swear. Do-do, be-do-do-do-do. My body is ready to get krakened. Am I ready to get krakened? I mean, please don't. Oh, I can do this at least, right? This is a legal play. Okay, good chat. Oh, this is gas, so we can Thoughtseize them and then cast Memory. Memories, all alone in the moonlight. We're drawing 7 cards. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. At least we told the Kraken to get tucked that game, chat. What's going on, Orchard? Thanks for the half a year. Welcome back. You know, honestly, there's enough Krakens and flashing back memory with Narset out is good enough in the control mirror. Do I want a second commit in my 75? I feel like I might. Because it kind of permanently answers it, right? You like tuck it and then you shuffle. I'm gonna cut the Thief of Sanity and put a second commit to memory in the board for the control mirror. It'll push it. And expertise probably good against Luris deck. If their auras, expertise isn't great, they'll probably still kill something. I'll play the tapped land to start, because if their auras, all their good cards are 2-mana spells, so I want to give them an extra chance to draw one before I do my thing. They are auras, and we got their 2-drop. Good chat. Good chat. Are we having fun yet, opponent? See, chat? You desperately want my deck to be the bad guy in this format, but it's just like we said in the intro. There's no good guys in Historic. We played against Hullbreaker into fucking Buggles. Like, No, there's no good people in this format. All just rancid, terrible people. Meathook's a little slow here. Our cheaper removal spells are good. Narset's kind of low-key great, right? Because she stops them from drawing. Sea and Sky probably can't attack on the ground terribly often. Expertise they grow out of the range of quite frequently. Thoughtseize very good here. Oh, this is another matchup where Commit to Memory is good. Because their indestructible stuff doesn't protect it. Get Mulligan. Any close sand that doesn't have Thoughtseize in it? This can only kill things that have converted mana costs equal to or less than the number of cards in their bin, so unfortunately could not drown this. So in general, people saying the Aura's deck's not that bad. I think in general, what I would consider decks to be that obnoxious in Magic are decks that, like, attacking and blocking isn't something they really care about, and the Aura's deck tends to make creatures that are just so large you can't block them profitably, which makes them pretty feels bad man to play against. What is Mad Science Mode? Do I want to know? It's a midweek Magic format. Okay. My body is ready to get Kamantra's Blessing and died, but otherwise I am committed to killing this Saram. I am convinced that there is the people designing Magic just want all of Magic to be control matchups, the way the formats have gone. It's a control. Magic is a control player's world, chat, and the rest of us are just living in it. Alright, we're gonna lose Drown in the Loch here. Because that could kill Saram. Oh, we do get to guaranteed play Ashiok next turn, right? So I guess we got that going for us. They might, because they're going to take a card and put us to 6 cards. Then we bin the top and flip the search. Yeah, interesting. Do they have a protection spell for this? They just rather us not have Ashiok. Well, if they have a protection spell, I have Archmage's Charm up now. Alright, your move, Yugi boy. Oh, was I supposed to just cast Narset there so I could memory next turn? That might have been the line. I think we just chill with her on 5, right?
Are bound by threads of time.
I've been playing this for about half an hour, Stone. Oh, crap. They have the castle, so this actually doesn't work now. I needed to kill one of those before it dealt damage to me. Boo. I wasn't thinking about the castle. I was thinking I wanted to be able to kill something like post-combat if they played another threat, but because of the castle I needed to do that. Awkward. I needed to draw a untapped black land so I could hit Klinger Fatal Push or Bloodchief's Thirst to Survive there after I messed up. That's fine, I'll be on the play for this game. The lead on Hall, because if we draw a blue-black duel, I want this to be a blue land for Archmage's Charm. I'm going to lead on this here still, because I'm going to cycle Shark Typhoon this turn. Oh, yeah, that's true. Kling didn't work because graveyards are empty. Good shout. That one out of here. Wow, that's great for us. Holy crap.
The focused and disciplined keep an open mind.
It's just Drown. Get some redundancy up in here. Use the Fatal Push. Alright, looking for a Thoughtseize or removal spell here.
With thoughtfulness before action.
Noxious Grasp. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Narset in play, triple cancel in hand. Let's go. As you will, friend. We're their most competitive historic decks. The green-black food deck. I think if the green-black food deck was less tedious to click through, you would mostly be playing against it on the ladder. I think the only reason this format has a big part of the diversity that it does is because that deck's super tedious to play. Sweet decks you think are good, like Reanimator. Cute graveyard decks are unplayable in this format. Because of the food deck, our hand just really doesn't do anything. Because of the food deck and decks like Phoenix that use the graveyard as a resource, being like the second or third best graveyard deck in the format is just not a spot you want to be. I am committed to winning this game, chat. Is Mud Ramp playable? I mean, it's playable in that you're allowed to register it as a historic deck. That's a legal play. Will you win more matches than you'll lose with it? Probably not. Our second copy of Commit to Memory paying dividends immediately. Yeah, Burn. I'm hoping they touch. Someone said they hope they touch the cat deck tomorrow too. I do too. Honestly, I think Meathook Massacre is a card that could stand to be rebalanced. And rebalancing Meathook Massacre would be good for both Alchemy and Historic. Brushstroke doesn't really see play in Historic. I agree that that card's probably a good readjustment for Alchemy, but it does not see Historic play. Meathook sees a ton of Historic play. Mud Ramp is Artifact Ramp. It's a boomer term. It's like mono colorless ramp. How would I rebalance it? I have no idea. It's not my job to fix their fucked up cards. Chat, here's why digital formats are great. There are 800 different ways you can rebalance any problematic Magic the Gathering card. It's not our job as a community to figure out how to rebalance things. Just Wizards has a ton of incredibly talented game designers that work for them. They'll figure it out better than we can. Just let them do their thing. Yeah, not only are they really talented, but they have more data than we do, is also accurate. Man, chat, can we appreciate my opponent's Jeskai combo deck here for a minute? Just actually 5-head opponents here on the Magic the Gathering Arena ladder. This is game 1 for reference. For what it's worth, I actually don't think main deck Grafdigger's Cage is bad in this format, because this format has a ton of graveyard decks in it. But main deck Grafdigger's Cage, while you're also electing to play this card, is awful. Like, there's so many other card advantage spells you could play here that if you're gonna play main deck Cage, pick something not Memory Deluge as your card advantage. Historic has been a main deck Grafdigger's Cage format for a long time, chat. Long time.
I train every day. No one is more prepared than me.
Yeah, I'm keeping her at 5 because of the Helix in their hand. For those of you taking notes at home on how to play against these control decks with this blue-black deck, you'll note that I've been very good at drawing our one-of Search for Azcanta in all of these control mirrors. So you'll want to write that down if you're trying to emulate what we're doing here at home. There is one copy of Search for Azcanta in this deck we have net decked. But it's fine, because we've always drawn it. It's no big, chat. Okay, but like, what if instead of you making this, I made this? Thanks for the follow, Lemigark. Describe the merfolk's role in this deck. Yeah, it's a must-answer card advantage engine that also can block early against creature decks because its stat line is large. Hey, Brad, thanks for the 9 months. We might be on track to start Pokemon Unite a little bit early because we ended Runeterra early. We'll see. We also might just play this deck for 2.5 hours. It's not particularly fast. Definitely by noon, though. Looking forward to it. It's actually really fortunate for the opponent that Memory Deluge doesn't draw cards, so when they flash this back with Narset out, they'll still be able to get their cards. This isn't the correct play, chat, but I did it for you.
And ill-refined.
This was a content Shark Typhoon.
I shall miss your company.
It's garbage time. You don't have to go home, but you can't play here. I must say, whenever we play this blue-black control deck, I understand why it's popular despite our deck not being very good, because it's incredibly satisfying to shove these Jeskai decks in a little box in the ground. Jeskai control is popular for the same reason decks like this are popular. Many Magic the Gathering players are people that don't have a lot of control over their lives at home, so they want to be overly controlling in their video game. We're making up for stuff. Oh, you know what? I could have tried to kill them, Chip. Might have been better. It's fine. I'll just take the Drown on the Loch. Why would I end this game now when I could end it slowly and brutally over the course of the next dozen turns? I could have drawn 2 and then fired up my creature land. That's fine. I don't want them to be happy. If we kill them, Chad, I have to stop winning. Oh, that's true. We could have just countered their spell, and then we would have had a Sea and Sky still and a token. What happens if we Archmage Charm the 7/7 land? Your opponent calls a judge and you get DQ'd for cheating. So we boarded against the last control opponent. Let's do it. Let's do it and do it and do it and do it again. Ba-ba-da, ba-ba-da, ba-ba-da. Yeah, the Archmage's Charm being non-land is one of those things you like double take, like, oh wait, it can't do that. And you're like, well, why can't it do that? And then you think about it some more, it's like, oh wait, if this could take lands, you just like Stone Rain your opponent on turn 3 with it. Card's already kind of cracked. Thanks for the follow, ATX. Good morning. I think Arena would be better if it had judge calls, because the fact that I have to read all of my Magic cards myself instead of raising my hand, calling a judge over, and having them read my card to me, it's really inconvenient when you think about it. By the way, for the regulars that follow my schedule, if you've been hoping for some more Magic content than we've been doing, we're doing just one historic deck today and tomorrow. But when we get rebalances on Thursday, Friday, we're going to be doing 3 decks on each of those days at least. So, assuming we get some reasonable set of changes tomorrow, we're going to be back to doing at least 2 Magic decks a day moving forward. I think I am just cycling Fetid Pools this turn. Hey, Dragon, thanks for the Prime. I'm glad you enjoy the Unite stuff. If I'm being honest, Unite's definitely my favorite game of the late. Magic's been fine, but Unite's something special. It's really good. My 6 and 7-year-olds were reading their own Pokemon cards yesterday, and really it just warmed my cold dead heart to see them exciting about being able to read. Kids are great shit. I like them. I do not partake in any sports that do not have an E in front of them. Talking about my kids being able to read their cards was actually a subtle jab at chat, and I appreciate that some of you got that. Those of you that didn't get that, you're the people we were taking a jab at. This is fine, right? We just like, let this trade happen and then we Narset. That reminds me of a meme and a thing that I saw. Did people see that King of the Hill is apparently getting a reboot.
My prowess.
And for people that aren't familiar, King of the Hill is where the meme, those kids would be really upset if they could read, with Bobby holding a sign up outside of the window, comes from. Or is that Simpsons? Was it Simpsons? I think that's King of the Hill with Bobby. It was King of the Hill. Okay. I think I'm gonna fight over this.
I have just the trick for this.
They didn't have a counterspell last turn, chat. The negate just resolved.
I'm not going to sit this one out. You need to slow down.
The Shark Typhoon shall continue until morale improves. What's going on, Lemming? Good morning.
Hurry.
I know 88 ways to defeat you. Hone your prowess.
Unfortunately, cannot cast a second Typhoon into a Mystic Dispute here. It is what it is.
You know what? I'm not.
Might lose this game. Blue Sky Guy, thanks for the Prime. I know there's a ton of great people you can send that to every month. Thanks for sending it this month and keeping me around. Wouldn't be able to be here without folks like you. Welcome back, Archmage. Thanks for the 14 months. Listen, all of Magic Arena is just a control format shit. I'm just trying to get by in it. It's a cold, hard world. Don't judge me for the things that I have to do. Magic Arena drove me to this. I am countering this to put more sharks on the table. Okay. Yes, flashing back Cling only creates a 1/1 shark is accurate. Alright, do they have a Helix to deal with this? Or is Teferi dead? Teferi's dead. Just how we like him, chat. Thanks for the follow, Puggett. Do you have a second one? Teferi 2, the Electric Boogaloo. So long as you're not swearing at people, I don't really mind casual curse words. Adult language falls out of my mouth with some consistency because, that's just how I grew up. Start with Narset and see what they do.
Those who cannot perceive beyond the veil of reality, keep an open mind.
Beyond the veil of reality. I'm gonna send both of these at their Narset here, I think. In case they can kill one. There's value in deleting her from the board.
I was not prepared for this.
I want to make a land drop more than I want to cycle that. At least this Hullbreaker can't swim. Out of here. Get him, got him good. Yeah, I mentioned I hope they change Hullbreaker's horror text tomorrow. I hope they give it hexproof, because the fact that you can kill it with removal spells under some conditions seems completely unreasonable.
Right on schedule. Hold that thought.
With thoughtfulness before action.
Show me your secrets. I would just like to say Hullbreaker Horror is a saltwater creature, so drowning in a freshwater loch is consistent. There we go. We found the flavor judge has ruled that Hullbreaker drowning in the loch is reasonable. I appreciate the ruling. Wow, we've played 3 matches with this deck in under an hour. That's like, we're like way above rate. It's impressive. Playing go fast control magic. At this point, we might as well be speedrunning. Accurate. Rune Tarot was kind of disappointing this morning. We had 2 out of our 5 gauntlet opponents disconnected against us, and then 2 of the 3 matches we actually played, we got incredibly high rolled or incredibly low rolled on our own side. Pretty medium experience overall.
should move in unison. Meditate and prepare.
Narset gives us 8 looks at Yahenni's expertise here. Gosh, if we find that expertise, we get to go expertise, put another Narset into play.
Stay focused.
Come on, hit me, dealer. We have 4 of them.
I have just the trick for this.
It's so stupid. Never lucky. I'm gonna take Thoughtseize here so we can peep their hand, and then probably play Narset and down ticker again. We just take their Planeswalker, right? What's going on, Duck? Welcome back. Appreciate the 21 months.
There are so many mysteries. Hone your prowess.
So we put 9 cards in the bottom of our deck, so we're through 22 cards with no sweeper. Have to draw it next turn.
Love technique.
Fine. We're boarding up to 6 sweepers here for the post-board games. Pretty clean sideboard plan. Cut these cards that don't play to the board. This is a Grafdigger's Cage matchup. Stops Collected Company, I guess. I'm gonna board in 1. Probably don't want to draw too many Shark Typhoons here. So we had 23 cards we saw that game. What are the odds to find a 4 of in 23 cards? We were 87% to find a sweeper in that last game. Stops the search on that Lord too, right? No. Yeah, oh yeah, the, what's it called? The 2-drop. That card doesn't usually stay in play though, so it's fine. Joe, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. People were asking about this card earlier. One of the things that this card does really eloquently is that it's a 3/4, so you can play Sea and Sky on 3 and then play Expertise on 4 and not kill our own threat. It's a big deal. So it adds pressure to our board while also not dying to our thing. Yeah, also dodging Helix and Abrade is relevant for sure. But in terms of self synergy, the fact that it works with our sweeper has a lot of value. This is just like an all Doomblades on deck matchup. Oh, I should have attacked before playing my land. No, I can't play that. I could have played this tapped. Don't need the 4th land here. You got it, friend. Stay there. Nothing to play with it for free. Unlucky. For what it's worth, that was only a 2-for-1 because both of these drew them cards. So like that play felt good, but it's not really incredible in terms of the amount of value it generated. We have a Howling Mine in play drawing us extra cards, so like we have plenty of value, but it's good to acknowledge that only did a minimal amount. Well, that's a great draw. If they double block here, we fatal push the land war elf, obviously. It's garbage time. You don't have to go home, but you can't play here. Do 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 do. Joe Dib, thanks for the follow. How many times do I gotta teach you this lesson, old man? You let me know when it stops being fun for you, okay? You could say I'm an expert at this by this point.
My prowess is unmatched by my peers.
Welcome back, Cola Dad. Appreciate the support. Second shovel time indeed. Oh no! How will we ever keep up with this card advantage, chat? I have to try and figure something out here. The truth is out there, wake up, sheeple. Thanks for the 28 months. Oh no! Oh no! Look at the way they massacred my boy, chat. Just over here trying to make content, and they're like killing my enchantment and stuff. Ah, yes. That was the point at which they could no longer win. Definitely that expertise was where the game was finally over. Now, I'm pretty sure that was all 4. When someone go back and check the tape, that was all 4 expertise, right? We did board up to 6 sweepers, to be fair, and we did see a lot of cards that game. Still a little above average. Our spot removal would have been enough to clean it up, though, too. We didn't really need the 4th sweeper. I think we probably needed 2 of those. Definitely needed the first one. I think this is a mulligan with the Swamp and the Archmage's Charm and no sweeper spot removal on the draw. Cage just doesn't do enough. I keep the Narset because she gives us impulses towards our sweepers. Yeah, I think I agree with that, Potter. The second one put us into garbage time. So I could draw step, Gust the Arc Druid. This gives them a window to have collected company. I think it's still correct, though. How does Cage stop collecting company? Because company is putting the cards into play from your deck, technically. Well, for what it's worth, I don't just track the live Runeterra metrics. The YouTube stuff counts as well, so I appreciate if you're checking out there, Hagner. Good morning. God, we are actually just incapable of drawing sweepers if we don't have one in our opener. It's kind of unreal. I think we're dead. We have to draw one next turn. Wait, what? Excuse me? We're gonna miss on 4 more looks.
Keep an open mind.
Actually, no fucking justice in the world. Just miss the 90%er to have a sweeper with infinite looks 2 out of 3 games. So, 2 comments on my opponent's play that last turn. 1, I think they're correct to play their stuff out and try and kill me. But 2, they should 100% kill the Narset, chat. So, I don't think them playing cards out was incorrect. What was incorrect was them not taking my 4 extra looks at expertise off the table. The elf deck isn't a very good deck. You basically have to just play your cards and hope that your opponent can't do anything and die. They're not interactive, and they have basically no counterplay against sweepers. Yeah, killing the Narset didn't change the fact that I'd be dead the following turn. This is now our 5th match of Historic we've played this morning, and we have played against blue-white control for 3 of those 5 matches. If anybody else is feeling airsick, there are barf bags behind the seat in front of you. Well, all of their attackers killed Narset, so don't actually me. You take a 10-minute break for that. They didn't need to kill Narset. They had the 3 3s and 4 4s. They needed to kill Narset was accurate. Their options were kill Narset or not attack her.
If you wish to surrender now, put thoughtfulness before action.
All right, let's Thoughtseize first so we can impulse off a Narset with a little bit of information here. Hey, it's definitely Shark Typhoon, right?
The focus and discipline. Meditate and prepare. I have just the trick for this.
Well, the opponent's got a lot of blanks in their hand, and we have the Azcanta in play, and they don't. Yeah, their sweepers have some text against our creatures game 1, but largely just not very relevant. Their hand's so bad, I'm actually just gonna keep this.
Hone your prowess.
I'm just gonna go ahead and commit their deluge here, I think. 'Cause the rest of their hand is poopy. I think I've talked about this before, I think putting Archmage's Charm and the red 1 mana removal spell, the Delirium spell, into this format was mistakes. That was probably a miss on their part. This is for you, chat. This is for you. Let it be known that I am a man of the people. Yes, we're supposed to be getting a patch update. We're supposed to be getting changes for most of Magic's formats tomorrow. They announced their announcement. I have to bin this because I need to transform my Azcanta here as much as I would like another Shark Typhoon. Because I want to be able to cast this and still have up Archmage's Charm.
My prowess is on
Hard cast Shark Typhoon gives their purge value. It does, doesn't it?
action.
Fatal Push is better than Expertise here because Fatal Push might kill a creature land at some point. Or it could kill this. Dealerino. You have traded your Archmage's Charm for my Fatal Push. That is not a good exchange. Hold on 1 second. Yep. Ha! I knew it, chat. Okay, so I just checked Twitter, and Teferi had some really awful tweets in the early 2000s, so we're going to cancel him here. Thanks for the 19 months, Hexaplegic. I appreciate the support.
And prepare.
The so-called hero of Dominaria. Yep. I knew it.
I won't forget our time together.
Well, ain't that some shit?
I still have much.
Now, one kind of small mistake they made here is they tapped their Field of Runes, so I get to field their field to do this. I'm gonna Azcanta proactively here, because I could hit Cling to Dust to exile their Deluge. Oh, shit! I forgot this does artifacts and I lost my clue. I was just waiting to do it at end of turn because that's optimal. Feels bad, man. Yeah, we are clueless as to what their Divine Purge did. Thanks for that 3/4 of a year, EMPJ. Welcome back. Hogland is clueless. Why does it also hit artifacts? Asking the real questions. I think I'd rather draw a card than attack them with my creature land. Oh crap, the way I needed to tap the castle so I could have double charm up there. Awkward. They're gonna have Teferi plus counter and I'm gonna be sad. Alright, they do not. God bless. Cast out? Seriously? It'd be right to fire up my creature land at this point. I'm actually not sure. Definitely want to stop their card advantage from happening. Got me. Just take the drown. Narset's not a swimmer. Take the charm in case they're a Gear Hulk deck. Ah, the waiting game. So 25 months on a sum. Okay. Yeah, Skling will draw us a few cards over the course of the game for sure. Scry me a river, baby. Ooh, they found something to put on top. Can it swim is the question. Alright, one Narset, please. Opponent has decided they've had enough, chip. At least we know how we're sideboarding in this matchup since we've played it a bunch today. We have a plan. I don't know that it's a good plan, but it's a plan. We're all four in the bin. I'm gonna be honest, chat. All the control mirrors have blurred together, and I wasn't counting for that particular game. These all look good. Yeah, I'm gonna do this on one. Get an Azcanta before they can play it. Narset? Narset. Thing's a little awkward with Drown. I think we're still just drawing a card here. Am I? I guess I'm waiting on the deluge, huh? Let's just chill. Hey, nice 50. Those are both excellent games. If you're looking for another Nintendo game in the same vein as those, Luigi's Mansion is very good as well. That one doesn't play co-op if you're playing co-op immediately from the start, but you get co-op like about a half hour in or so. You have to play a little bit to get the second character. Yeah, holding on to the Cling while they have Deluge in hand definitely has value. The problem here is if I play Sea and Sky and then they untap and Teferi plus play this, I'm really sad. I think we just Narset down tick.
Those who cannot perceive beyond hone your prowess.
Because this way, if they Teferi and they uptick it, they don't draw a card at least. Rest in Peace actually turns off my Cling. I really don't understand all these blue-white control players playing Memory Deluges with their Graveyard Hate. It's so strange to me. Oh yeah, it turns off my Drown too. This card's actually pretty reasonable against us. Maybe we board out Cling to Dust for the post-board games. For the third game if we have one. Yeah, Azcanta's fine. It's just a scry every turn, though. Got it. Deluge isn't bad on its front end. It is way below rate for what you could be doing in Historic for its front end, Kurt. So I disagree with you that it's not bad. I think your assessment there is off. There are much better options than Deluge for card advantage if you're not consistently using the backside. Yeah, Mazebind Tomes isn't particularly good either. Well, you don't just have to play 4 mana card advantage, Birthing Potter. There's a lot of Planeswalkers and random cards like Search for Azcanta. Like, I think Search for Azcanta is better a lot of the time. It wins the Control Mirror harder, and it has more text while Rest in Peace is in play. Sphinx's Rev's kind of shit too. Yeah, like playing more Narsets is good as well. They're probably not playing 4 Narsets. Maybe they're playing 4 Narsets and this, and they're super greedy. But like, I feel like taking the first copy of this before you're on 4 of these, if you're playing stuff like Rest in Peace, seems wrong. We're definitely kind of behind the Rest in Peace at the moment, though. Like, the rip itself is definitely good. We have, like, kind of 2 blanks and then 2 lands here. This Black Castle hasn't seemed particularly good. It's definitely a very awkward resource in our deck that often has its hand pretty full. We also don't have a way to gain life. Yeah, Drown's gonna kill something at some point. It's like half a card. This Thoughtseize can let us know, potentially, if it's safe to play this. I think we're just playing the Sea and Sky here, because I can Mystic Dispute and Archmage's Charm from here, and these disputes are kind of starting to draw dead. So I wouldn't mind taking a fight over this now. See if they have Wrath of Gods in against me post board. Getting value out of our mana leak on turn 12 is great. The worst part here is we actually just can't cast Cling to Dust because there's no targets for it. I think I'm gonna dispute this just so they can't Narset into a sweeper here. Deal.
Mind and body should move in unison with thoughtfulness before action.
Nice. Nice.
Interesting technique.
There is little as it's my kin are delightfully friendly.
Delightfully friendly. I mean, there's a difference between our current ladder opponent is playing a card and a card is generally powerful enough for the format. Yeah, playing Divine Purge with it certainly helps. What do we think of down-ticking Ashiok to bounce the Rest in Peace to Thoughtseize into Cling? I think I'm into that. It's not White Doomblade, chat. Do you think, if you think what's it called is White Doomblade, you don't understand basic card advantage? The card would be incredible if it was White Doomblade Plus. Giving your opponent a resource back if you're with the card is like a huge deal. Okay. Yep. Got me. I don't want to just make a big shark while they have Archmage's Charm face up. This will soak a counterspell almost assuredly. Hey, Kevin, thanks for 19 months. Welcome back. So we're killing my Narset? Okay. Save something they want to draw with in hand? Like a Teferi? Makes our Bloodchief's Thirst in hand pretty good. The mills off of this are not insignificant.
All your fears are given form.
Yep. We're just hoping they don't have spells. Okay. Okay, Ashiok's dead, but so is their Hullbreaker Horror, right?
They will haunt your dreams.
Move, bud. Oh, it's finally 2 spells. Yeah, we've been exiling constant lands. We exiled 4 lands before that. Finally found 2 decent ones. Not that it really matters. Do we exile the memory? No, if they memory, I just commit it. It, like, takes up their turn. I'm committed to Teferi not resolving. Alright, well, I mean, we're 3-0 against Blue-White Turtle with this deck. Thanks for the follow, Wolfwood. So we got that going for us. But shoving them into a trash can. It doesn't change the fact that 60% of the decks we've played against so far this morning are Blue-White control. We dropped a game in one of them. We got randomly ganked by Hullbreaker Horror, I believe. Bottom the expertise of the dark and keep the spot removal. Oh, let's bottom one of the spot removal. Maybe we're supposed to bottom the fatal push against their control deck. Looks like Affinity. Kill this now. Do you have a source on them promising an update about the Magic Arena economy? Because I follow a lot of Magic stuff, and that's the first I've heard of it, and I'd assume the Magic Arena economy is never going to change yet. Magic Arena is incredibly popular and profitable. They have no reason to change their economy. Chat, let's say there's definitely people at Wizards of the Coast that want the Magic Arena economy to be better than it is. I'm gonna give you a short script of how this conversation goes. Hi, I'm Jeff, Wizards of the Coast employee that really wants to improve the Magic Arena economy. Hi, Mr. Executive, do you know that a lot of the community thinks the Magic Arena economy is broken and needs to change? Executive looks up from their computer. Magic Arena? That makes like a ton of money, right? What do you mean the economy's broken? No, there can't be anything wrong with the economy. Double check the numbers. Yeah, fuck ton of money. No, yeah, the economy's fine. Leave it alone. That's like loosely how the economy's broken conversation goes at a top level. That's true. The less generous version, there's lots of laughing in that conversation. So, they didn't attack with this chat, which means they have a mana leak. They didn't miss the attack. You ask yourself, what does this attack mean? And it means they have a mana leak. Think it's fucking hilarious to see Magic boomers like Pleasant Kenobi say Magic Arena is becoming a gacha game, because guess what, chat? Gacha games are modeled off of the system Magic the Gathering created. Arena's not becoming a gacha game, it's always been one. It's like the OG. These people are so, they're so caught up in themselves, they don't understand that, like, this has always been what it is. Now, the difference is, in paper Magic, you could almost look past it because of the secondary market, but that doesn't change the fact that, like, you used to have to spend $100 for fetch lands or Jace Vryn's Prodigies and other staples. Syntax error, thanks for the 5 months, welcome back. And Campers, thanks for the follow. Also, for what it's worth, when I ask you for a source on something, don't reference a content creator saying something that Wizards owes. That's not a source. That's called hearsay. And links are enabled in chat. When I say a source that someone at Wizards said this, I mean a link to something from Wizards. Magic the Gathering didn't invent loot boxes, but it did pioneer utilizing loot boxes for card games inside of a gaming element. Like, baseball packs of cards existed before Magic, but you didn't play a game with those. So there's kind of a fundamental difference there. It's for the 32-month Hacksaw, welcome back. We cannot take the Stonecoil Serpent out back and drown it in the Loch because it is protection from multicolored, chat. I also think the connotations around gacha games are kind of weird because, like, there's nothing wrong with playing games for fun, chap. Like, and there's nothing wrong with spending money on something you enjoy. Like, I've played an unhealthy amount of Raid Shadow Legends. I beat basically everything in that game, chat. And when I was playing it a bunch, it wasn't really a big deal that I was spending, you know, 50 to 100 bucks a month on something that I enjoyed and spent a lot of time on. It's so weird to me that there's this culture of, you know, you could spend, you know, $100 in an evening at a bar drinking and that's considered socially acceptable. But, you know, it's wrong or silly to spend, you know, 100 bucks a month on a game that you play a ton of. Spend your money where you spend your time. Jeff putting in work for that raid sponsor. We've done plenty of raid sponsored streams before. I took the snake because it's protection from multicolored, chat. You believe they discussed it in that interview, so you didn't just listen to the 35-second clip and confirm that that's what they said? Chat, I'm gonna let you in on something that's probably not too big of a secret. Sponsors like Raid Shadow Legends pay significantly more money than normal game sponsors because people spend more money on those games. And Magic, for what it's worth, Magic Arena's in that same category. When Magic Arena pays people to do sponsored streams, usually it's going to be a rate higher than others. I think I'm just letting this happen and holding my Archmage's Charm for something really valuable. So 26 months, Pixie. Sweet. Yeah, like this is a card that could kill us, so let's stop that one. Okay, so 3 spells, they own an exile without paying their cost. So let's start by attacking with these and see what else we exile. This might be an alt Ashiok angle. I get Esper, Sentinel, and Portable Hole right now. I might want to greed this a little bit. I think I'm going up. Maybe I probably should have seen what I got with Narset before I decided what I was doing with Ashiok.
Your prowess.
Yeah, that was probably wrong. I probably should have waited to see what I got here. Luke Teal, thanks for the prime. This is my full-time gig here, and I wouldn't be able to be here without folks like you. Thanks for keeping me around. If you are here for the Runeterra segment, you need to reload the stream in order to get it flipped over. I think this is a Mystic Dispute matchup, especially because like my Yahenni's expertises are super awkward here. I think we leave some Thoughtseizes in, but I definitely don't want to draw a ton of them. I think Dispute's a little bit better because these hurt me. Grasp. I don't think they have enough white cards for this. I guess I need to kill Smith and Sentinel. I don't think this is a Negate matchup. I think Dispute's just better. Commit's kind of slow. Yes, correct. And that's what Forklift there, as they said, is key. Saying we're going to talk about the arena economy doesn't mean we're going to change or improve the arena economy. The devil is in those details. John S., thanks for the prime. I appreciate the Beza bucks. Welcome, welcome. Cling doesn't do much here either, right? There's no graveyard, so maybe that's the last trim. What's going on, Afro Wonder? Thanks for 3/4 of a year. It's fantastic. There's no changes. Good talk. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that could be it. This is kind of a loose keep. I have Fatal Push and Expertise, though. Yeah, we treat links in chat in a very simple manner. If you act like an adult with your links, you'll be treated like an adult. And if you act like a child, you'll be treated like a child and put into timeout. Yeah, maybe Verdict's better than Expertise. I could see that. Attempt to push this off a cliff. I probably have a mana leak here. Yeah, no joke, Nimrod. If Wizards is smart, they'll probably just give people refunds on balance changes because, like, giving people refunds on the balance changes doesn't really fix any of the problems the Magic Arena economy has. It still has lots of them. Yes, give you dusting but take away 5th card protection would also be rancid. So it's very possible that that's something they could do. Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't have playset protection? Yeah, that's real bad. Ooh. Whew. The grass, whatever their playset is, playset protection is better. Dispute this here. What's playset protection? You don't open a 5th copy of a card that you already have 4 copies of in Magic Arena. In arena we refer to it as 5th card protection, but really it's playset protection. I wanted more blue for these. I didn't think I'd need to sweep in the short term. And we were rewarded for that sequence decision. I think I'm gonna let them draw a card here so I can hold up dispute. I get to draw 2 here as well. Gosh, we're a bully, chat. You may draw 1 card off this reverse engineer, not 3. Or just equipping. Deal. Deal Reno. I'd like to remove your blocker and make you exile a card from your hand so I can attack and draw a card, thanks.
Recoil to the recess of your mind.
The recess of your mind. You taste that, chat? Tastes like the Diamond 4 rank floor coming our way. Oh no, they're gonna kill my Ashiok. How will I ever survive with only 1 source of card advantage in play? Maybe I was supposed to Mystic Dispute this actually to tap them out. Yeah, I think I was supposed to Mystic Dispute that to tap them out if they wanted to. This 4/5 was made for blocking, and that's just what it'll do. One of these days, this Kefnet's gonna block all over you. That's a lot of cards, yeah. Yeah, they have a lot of ways to make us percent a little bigger. Wait, they gave it lifelink? Well, that's good for us. We just put the Azcanta into play. I guess I get to attack with the Treasure Vault next turn with Nettle Cyst on it. Fatal Push would be nice. Drown in the Loch, also nice. They're gonna wait till after they decide if they're untapping their Black Staff, but before they draw. They get to make a bunch of treasures here, or not. Would you like to exile my graveyard before I flip my Azcanta? You would not. You're a lost opponent. What's going on, Ish? Thanks for the 20 months. Welcome back. Hey, thanks for the 20 months, Duntix. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I forgot we couldn't Archmage's Charm the land, but I do get to just cycle Shark Typhoon here, so. Also, I get to... Wait, what does this say? Becomes a 4/4 for as long as it remains tapped. So... Yeah, I think we steal their life gain artifact and then they die, right? Archmage's Charm is such a messed up magic card. Oh, they're not gonna die because it stays equipped. That's fine though. I can still cycle and block, right? And then I get to take it next turn. Yeah, this is still fine, chat. Wait, no, they're actually dead, right? Because I go to 1, and then I have a 4/4, and we kill them on the backswing. Yeah, this is fine. They're out of stuff. Nailed it. Zambai, thanks for the follow. Good morning. Easy game. Diamond 4 rank floor, chat. The loving embrace. Feels like home. All right, let's ruin one more person's day with the blue-black control deck. And then we're going to slide along to an afternoon of Pokemon Unite. Like I mentioned earlier, we're going to be back to doing more than one Magic deck per day once we get our balance update on Thursday. Excited to see what changes we get to formats tomorrow. Probably do a little bit of a ban list / patch review. We will hopefully be getting. Hey, look at that. And we finished with less than 50% control decks for the set. Only 3 out of 7 blue-white control for the morning. I think there's a lot of pressure for them to get some amount of things right. I think it's really important that they create some amount of churn inside of Alchemy with this patch on with this patch that's coming up. doesn't usually play Ooze. Just gonna draw 2 in response here, I think. We have a lot of threats in our hand. I just want to hit some land drops. These are a few of my favorite things. Yeah, I think they're just like Luris Rock here. It's a nice draw. Demands a removal spell ASAP here. It's gonna bury them. Little box in the ground. This card's actually worse in this style of matchup game 1, because they're likely to have a bunch of spot removal in their deck still. Well, if their spot removal choice is Fatal Push, Sea and Sky dodges that here, unless they have something like Fetch Land. Can't be playing things like Binding. Could have like Maelstrom Pulse. Kicked first, sure. Narset, look for some card advantage.
Keep an open mind.
Yes, we're getting a ban and restricted update tomorrow. My opponent's having some doubts, chat. They're attempting to jund us out.
I have reached my limit.
Guess we're just passing. They have not, but the implication is that the formats for tomorrow's banned and restriction are a lot. I think Archmage's Charm is a good counterspell design. I don't know where I sit on that one. This card's pretty pushed. I think this card is in large part responsible for the rise of control in this format in Modern. Well, I guess, does Modern Control still play this card? This might have been pushed out of Modern by Ragavan and friends. I don't know if we're supposed to be hardcasting Shark Typhoons like we have been this set, but we've been hardcasting a lot of them, chip. Yeah, they don't have Binding. They could have Maelstrom Pulse. Assassin's Trophy is also technically legal in this format, right? Although that one's less popular. Hopefully they're just like stone cold to this Shark Typhoon.
So you seem to my decision. Sure, you can handle a little pain.
So I'm gonna let them draw, and then I'm going to commit this. Wow, they are playing Assassin's Trophy. Okay. Surprising. Yeah, it's been a second for me too. I mean, they know about this Archmage's Charm.
I know 88 ways to defeat you. Put thoughtfulness before action.
Fatal Push is excellent here. Insulates us against creature land firing up next turn. Do I just want to push this one off a cliff? I just want to push this one off a cliff before they can cantrip their removal. What's going on, Tal? Good morning. I think I'm just gonna kill this proactively. So we just need to keep Narset alive so we can flashback memory next turn. Okay, so they're getting memoried next turn. I'm intentionally not playing this land out because I want to be able to play an untapped land and have Archmage Charm up. We drew Field of Ruin. Oh, man. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Do 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 do. Be do 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 do. Oh yeah. I want Doomblade against them. Oh no, I shuffled their graveyard away so I can't look at it. Shit. They had Scavenging Ooze that it hits, and the creature lands. Probably not a Doomblade matchup. Noxious Grasp is definitely good. Cling might actually be kind of mediocre, so I don't really want to exile creatures anyways, and they have like skews and stuff, so this is worse. This does hit Tibalt. Maybe a Gust is fine here. I think Meathook's better than Expertise. I don't know how many sweepers I want. Just check the game log real quick. Exactly. I'll even one Cling. It's fine. Can probably get it to cantrip in a lot of spots. Yeah, that's true. Chevelle's probably not a card that's in their deck post board. I think that's an accurate summary. Mostly just keep hands with lands and spells against Thoughtseize decks. God, we are masters at drawing this one of Search for Azcanta. As much as it hurts, I think I'm unlikely to get to do anything useful with this Ashiok. Skyclave Shade actually means I probably want my second Cling in my deck if we get a game 3 in this set. Crocs is good against Croxa too. It could honestly even be a matchup where we want Cage, huh? Draw 2 before we discard 2. Why is Crustle bad? Crustle's bad because it doesn't do anything useful. It doesn't deal damage, and it doesn't really allow you to like zone for your team in terms of repositioning the enemy team. Your characters either need to support, need to be able to crowd control, or need to be able to deal damage, and Crustle doesn't really do any of those things. It, like, It kind of had this role as like this hyper mobile thing that could harass people, but Greedent just does that better now. All right, I have 1 copy of Shadow's Verdict in my deck. Let's draw that a land. We have to keep that. Crustle deals damage. It deals loads of morale when it's back capping when you need it at zap. Oh. Maybe I was supposed to cycle Shark Typhoon on my turn to try and hit my land drop. It's very possible. Four cards in the bin. Five cards in the bin. Fatal push this in response to my trigger, so that way I can bin my top card and flip my Azcanta over. Interesting that they didn't draw the Aluris. Maybe worried about a Thoughtseize. JPG, thanks for the follow. Wow, this is disgusting. Holy crap. Pay 2 mana, clean your board, cast my Narset. Our opponent just got a really healthy lesson in why mid-range decks largely aren't playable in Historic. This deck is pretty reasonable. The control is just super overrepresented in Historic for how good it is, and this deck felt really good into the other control decks in the format. The expertise as a really big tempo play to get ahead with these powerful 3-mana cards felt good, and the fact that Sea and Sky lets you draw cards and this doesn't kill it also felt really good. Thanks for the 22 months, Omega King. Appreciate it. Yeah, so the creatures in this deck are a really interesting thing to be doing. It's very different than a lot of the other control decks in the format. And while these creatures in game 1s can be a touch awkward for turning on your opponent's removal, the fact that neither of these things die to Helix or Anger goes a long way. And in the post-board games, these cards actually provide a lot of awkward pressure to how your opponent's able to sideboard in those control mirrors, because they have to leave in removal to respect these, because if these come into play and they don't have removal, they end up between a rock and a hard place, whereas we just get to, cut our fatal pushes and stuff. A lot of other control decks don't have creatures that we have to respect, which is neat. I will say one card that kind of overperformed for us was Commit to Memory. I could see fitting the second copy in the main. The fact that so many of the other control decks are on Hullbreaker Kraken and Commit's able to take that off the stack, even though it's uncounterable in a roundabout way, feels really good and powerful. And the memory half of Commit to Memory is obviously great with Narset, locking your opponent out of drawing the 7 cards while you still get a full grip. So if you're looking to be one of the many villains in Historic, like I said, I think Historic is a format that doesn't have a lot of heroes. It mostly has villains. This seems like a fine one. I think the one thing I would change at a wrap at the end here is the Black Castle is really just not good. How many black sources is this deck playing? We have 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. This is black source number 19. How many total lands are in this deck? Only 25? I think you probably don't need that to be a utility land. I think I'd probably just play another duel. Like, just add a Shipwreck Marsh. And honestly, Drowned Catacombs, I think, is worse than Shipwreck Marsh. So looking at this mana base, I think I'd clean it up like that. I'd cut the Black Castle and then a Drowned Catacomb and go up to 4 marshes. Yeah, having black sources that are duels has a lot of value. I do think you want one swamp to fish up with your Field of Ruin and against opposing fields. And like Hive's a reasonable attacker that's also some graveyard hate. So I think I'd keep these 2 mono black sources, but more duels is definitely better than less, I think. Thanks for the follow packs. All right, we're gonna go ahead and shift gears. I'll be back tomorrow with some more Magic. We'll be doing another historic deck. We'll be doing ban list / patch rebalance reactions. For the rest of today's stream, we're gonna flip things over and play some Pokemon Unite, though. Where's my remote for my thing? Pokemon Unite, for people that haven't seen it before, is a 5v5 Pokemon MOBA, multiplayer online battle arena. Same style of game as League of Legends or Dota, but it has a lot more digestible gameplay, in my opinion. Pokemon Unite matches are hard capped at 10 minutes. So with waiting for matchmaking for a minute or two and loading in, you can know your game. You know exactly how long your games are going to take generally. About 12 minutes per match on average. Minute and a half or so to load in, 30 seconds to queue up or so. Be playing some trios today with my buddy Matt and Breadboxer. Oh.
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy, howdy.
Bounce.
How are we doing today?
Good.
All right, I'm firing up my stream now, so we're good.
There we go, claim all.
I think I'm going to play some Zera to start, but I think I want to play in lane so we can put you on Cinder in the jungle map.
Perfect. I like winning.
Me too.
It's very fair.